On IMDb, James0987 says the world was not ready for this in 2007. Is Spider-Man 3 a great movie? No, not really. But it is a very enjoyable movie to watch that has been mean to hell for good reason. There are a lot of interesting directing choices in this film, but I've never seen anything else like it. 10 out of 10. Would watch again.
It is interesting.
How do you start a review saying, is this a great movie? No. And then give it a 10-star review.
I don't know. It's funny. It is funny.
It subverts expectations.
Yeah.
It's about family.
Oh, it's Fast and Furious? Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Andy.
I'm Mark.
And we are back, completing Webruary, talking about 2007's Spider-Man 3. How are we?
Excellent, Robbie. This is in preparation for Madam Web, a movie that we're not going to see.
No.
I'm sorry, I forgot that was even happening. I was like, I wonder why you're even doing Spider-Man. Like, it didn't even occur to me.
Yeah, Madam Web.
Those are going to be some sticky theaters, if you know what I mean.
Because of the web.
Popcorn.
Yes,
Yeah, popcorn,
that's what I mean.
Soda.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, because Americans are slobs.
Yeah.
This is correct. Correct.
But how you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm good. Oh, in tandem.
Wow, that was great. You guys should have tried to harmonize that.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm assuming we have all seen Spider-Man 3 before.
Oh, shit.
What's wrong,
Yeah.
Andy?
I forgot, dude. Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Okay, good. Did you guys see it in theaters?
I did not.
Yes. Twice.
Really?
Oh,
You saw this
shit.
twice in theaters?
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Dude's into pain.
I thoroughly enjoy this movie every time. Every time I enjoy something new.
Wow. Well, I'm excited
I'm
to talk about
happy
it.
to hear that.
Robbie, did you see this in theaters?
I did see this in theaters.
Were you disappointed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this in theaters my senior year of high school, and then I didn't watch it again until this week for the podcast.
So I have seen it several times, but I did not see it in theaters. The first time, I remember like halfway through the movie, I was like, this isn't that bad. Like, it's not nearly as good. And then I remember towards the end is where I was like, oh, I get it now. People are right. And then, I keep giving it a chance every now and then because I love, the first two. I do see what Mark is saying. Sometimes I find new things to be like, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, both ironically and
Yeah.
also to be like, oh, this is enjoyable as a terrible movie, but then I'll be like, oh, you know what? I actually think this part's like well done. You know?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. There are some like earnestly, legitimately good parts in this movie,
Yeah.
and we will talk about them.
We will. But first, Andy, could you please refresh my memory? What year did this movie come out?
Oh, well, it was the year of our Megazord, 2007.
You are absolutely correct. What were the top films from 2007?
Well, you're never gonna believe it, but number one was Spider-Man 3.
Holy S.
Yeah,
That's
made
crazy.
almost $1 billion.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
nuts.
like $800 million.
And that was the before times.
Yeah. These movies raked it in, which is why I'm really surprised they didn't just do Spider-Man 4. They were like, let's just reboot it.
Well, I think once Raimi walked away or wasn't doing it, they're like, we're just going to reboot it.
Well, that's the thing. He was not happy with this, and he was like, I'm going to make it up with the fourth one. But Sony was like, nah, we're gonna get fresh faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. But number two is Shrek the Third, previous episode from Shrek-tember.
Oh, 1 star.
It is the worst one, but it's also not nearly as bad
It's fucking
as Robbie
terrible.
says. It is the worst one for sure.
There's one good Shrek movie, Shrek 2.
There's 3 good Shrek movies, and one of them is not Shrek the Third. They're all good except this one.
Listen to our episodes from last September.
Yes. Transformers. I guess that's the first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems like it. There's no numbers or other phrases attached to it, then yeah.
Usually it's like Transformers, the fart of your butt.
Yeah.
Very good.
Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. Oh, okay. I remember. Okay. I specifically remember going to theaters to see this because my girlfriend at the time was a big Pirates fan. And they had a poster up at the box office where you get your tickets, and it said, "No refunds for Spider-Man 3 or Pirates 3." So I was like, okay, I know these movies suck.
You know, I only know one person who ever asked for a refund while walking out of a movie.
Who is it?
My father.
Oh, why?
Because my mother went into labor about 10 minutes into the movie.
Fair.
No, you get your wife to the hospital. Yeah. You don't argue with the guy at the ticket booth.
Depends.
Well, that guy at the ticket... Here's the thing, though.
Hold up. Robbie, was it you or your brother?
Me.
Okay, no, he's right. I'm such a rude dude.
Yeah, they were seeing Dead Poet Society.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a kiss on the butt cheek.
All right, let me drive up down to Delaware, I guess.
Yeah. I'll see you in 2.5 hours. Without traffic. Okay. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is number 5.
Interesting.
I saw that in theaters as well.
Did you really?
Yeah, because my girlfriend at the time liked Harry Potter as well.
Sounds like you were dating a nerd.
Also the 5th Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
The bad one.
You know, we, Rob and I, we read all the Harry Potter books, like, years after they came out. Like, after high school, I think. And I was like, let's get on this bandwagon.
Okay.
And I got to the 5th book, and I was like, I'm going to stop, because this is fucking dreadful. Like, I liked the first 4.
Yeah.
The 5th one, it's 800 pages, and, like, almost nothing happens.
It's pretty boring. Yeah, no, it's definitely... It's a lot. And the movie is also boring.
Yeah, it's just, like, angst.
It's like all lore, basically. Yeah, all lore and angst. It's just setting stuff up and him being angry because he's 15.
But it's bad. And like the way they describe, I remember the way they described Sirius Black dying. It was very confusing in the book. I was like, what just happened?
Yes.
And then in the movie, it's just like he gets shot.
Yeah.
Not shot, but like he gets, wizard shot.
You got Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense because it's like he doesn't, like, everyone else dies like instantly and he like has a moment with Harry. It's like, why did he get a moment?
Yeah. I'm not. I did, you know what redeemed it though? The 6th book. Because that was the best one.
The 6th book is the best. Yeah. Same thing with the movie. It's a great movie too.
Yeah.
I actually saw the very last Harry Potter movie and then read all the books.
Oh.
I hadn't seen any of the movies before that.
Yeah, I only saw this. I saw the first 2 in theaters. And then I saw the 5th one in 2007. And then probably like 2009 or 2010, we read all the books and went on a little journey together. And to this day, I have not seen the last 2 movies.
Oh, really?
you probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I have
we'll do them for this
box set.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll do them for this at some point.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Robbie, you got any jokes about some movies that came out?
I do. There was a movie you weren't allowed to see, Andy.
Why's that?
Because it's called Very Young Girls.
No. Sticking with
that deserves a lot more. Fuck you both. Laugh tracks getting inserted right there.
Okay, well, I'm getting a little tired of being called a pedophile, Robbie.
What? You weren't allowed to see it because it was an R-rated movie and you weren't 17 yet.
That's true, Robbie. I'm so sorry.
Jesus, Andy, get your head out of the gutter.
I'm so sorry, Robbie.
There's a movie called Blood, Boobs, and Beast.
Is there?
Triple B.
Who's in that one?
I don't know. It's a 2007 documentary. I almost called it 2007, like a real shit butt.
Shit butt. This was a very big year for movies. I know we don't really say that anymore.
Yeah, but we had some previous episodes. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's the only one that came up right away when I could think of previous episodes we've done from this year.
Oh man, is that There Will Be Blood? Then is that the same year?
Yep, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
There will be hemoglobin.
Both of those movies are just so depressing.
I've never seen There Will Be Blood.
I've abandoned my child. I have. It's very good. It's excellent.
I think the SNL skit to come out of it is the best thing.
I don't remember. I don't know about previous episodes, but there's a lot of like notable movies like I Am Legend, Ratatouille, 300.
Okay.
The Simpsons movie.
I saw 3 of those in theaters.
Yeah, I saw a lot of movies in theaters. This is a big year for movies.
Oh, Beowulf.
No,
I did not see that.
I hated that.
I did too, but I saw it in theaters.
It's awful.
I remember seeing Beowulf,
Knocked Up.
and they do the thing where like he's running naked, and they just constantly cover his wiener with random things. And I'm going, this isn't a comedy.
Yeah.
You can't do this in this kind of movie.
Produced by Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Well, like, it was right after, I saw it right after I saw the Simpsons movie. And, like, they do that thing with Bart until they show his penis. And I kept waiting to see his fucking dick. Because I'm like, oh, if they showed him the Simpsons movie, then I'm just going to sit there doing this and covering his wiener.
Yeah.
What an awful movie.
Yeah. Super bad. Saw that in theaters as well.
I didn't like that very much.
Really?
Yeah, I think I might have to rewatch it. I only saw it in theaters that one time, but I have not. I didn't really care for it.
It's a modern classic.
I guess.
That's what I would say. Knocked Up, also very, very modern classic comedy, you know?
Sure. I like Knocked Up better than...
Yeah, it's more real. You know?
Yeah. I do love the super bad scene in the supermarket when his fantasy where he's like, oh, $80, and he hands him an $80 bill.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff in Superbad. I think Bill Hader is like a bright spot in that movie.
Hey, you know what else came out? The number 23.
Oh, talk about modern classics, Rob.
All right. You know what? I think we're done here.
All right. Well, let's talk about Spider-Man 3.
Let's talk about it. These opening credits, not as good as the last one.
No, it's like a lot less effort was put into it.
Yeah, it just feels like they were like that, just throwing some clips of the first 2 movies.
Like Alex Ross showed up and he had all these paintings, and they're like, we're actually good. He's like, fuck. I'm Alex Ross.
Yeah, I honestly, the only one I enjoy is the second one because of all that art. The first one's awful. I remember we sat and watched it, and I was just like, "Oh, I forgot they used to do this." And it was like, it's like how long was the movie? Like 120 minutes, and that opening scene is like 12 of them.
I don't hate those opening credits in the first movie.
Yeah, with the webs and stuff. It's
I
fine.
don't hate that at all.
You know what it is? It's the score is really good. So
in
like
the first 2 movies,
I feel like it moves so slowly. Like it's by modern standards. Usually everything like swoops in, and then this is just like, whoa.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my god, I know which movie it is.
It's like, I don't know. It's just showing like stills from the previous 2 movies, and it's got
classic
the score,
Sam Raimi.
but like it's got the new score where it like has the I don't mind it. It's the Venom theme, right? Or the dual I'm a bad guy now theme.
Yeah.
That theme sucks. They play it constantly throughout the movie.
Do. Yeah.
By the end of it, you're just hearing it. It's not even playing in the movie. You're just hearing it because they played it over. Burger, burger, burger. He looks in the fucking mirror. Burger, burger, burger. He gets a hamburger. Burger, burger, burger.
You know what? So I was talking about this after.
No pickles.
Burger, burger, burger.
We were talking about this briefly before we started recording, but like I was looking up who did the score for this because I heard that Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman had like a falling out, and Danny Elfman was like, "Well, fuck you, I ain't doing Spider-Man 3 then." So they got this other guy, and then I read something that secretly he did come back uncredited, and the sounds a lot like Batman's theme.
Yeah.
Sure.
Batman 89.
Yeah.
It's just more annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like less good.
But it's also in Batman 89, it's not throughout the movie.
No.
They literally
No.
put this in there throughout the film.
But also the Batman in the Batman one, it like resolves,
Yeah.
Well,
This one, and then it goes down afterwards. Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate it.
I fucking hate. I didn't hate it at first, and then when it kept going and I kept hearing it, I was like, stop playing this.
So you know what I did like about it is it goes and in the back it's No, I'm not done. That would be funny if I were done. But in the back, it's like squeak, 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 squeak. Is it squeak, 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 me? It's fucking good.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean,
Robbie learned it.
Yeah, I did because I heard it so much.
Robbie's an autist, and he just had to he had to recreate. He was like, "Oh shit!"
I was so angry. I did. I went home. It was just in my head. I went home and sat at the piano and just figured it out. Hey, Long Island, Rob here from The Royds, letting you know I'm going to be performing this St. Patrick's Day at Nostalgia in Bethpage. I'll be performing with such great comedians as Steve Rocco Perillo, Mike Keegan, Carla Okerson, Jack Simmons, and Hugh Murray. So come on down to Nostalgia in Bethpage on March 17th for a St. Patrick's Day comedy show.
I got the same problem.
We get this opening narration for Peter again. It's still annoying. I don't know why they do these narrations with him. I don't need it.
Yeah, and in this one, he's like, things are going great. Everything's great. And like, happy Peter is the worst Peter. He needs to be miserable.
Well,
he's like
happy.
Insufferable.
He's happy, but he's still being bullied in college?
Yeah, that was weird. Like, first off, you're in like a high, like that's fucking chemistry, and you're shooting spitballs. There's no way. There is no way.
And then the other kid, he's like using the thing to shine the light in his eyes.
Did you buy that specifically? What other purpose would that tiny mirror have?
Yeah.
Look what I got to bully Peter today.
Yeah.
Dude, we're 22 years old.
They're like, Frank, you have to stop.
There's a deleted scene where that guy is in the bathroom, like looking in the mirror, just like, I don't know why I do this.
Yeah.
Frank, you're 28 years old. Yeah. It's time to get out of college.
You're going for your master's.
Yeah. It's like a doctorate, man.
You're married.
Yeah.
But we also meet Gwen Stacy, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She's in Peter's class. And then this is the first instance with Gwen Stacy where they get a famous redhead to play a famous blonde.
Yeah, and they got a famous blonde to play a famous redhead.
Is Kirsten Dunst the blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she really? I've never seen her in anything else. I've always just thought she was a redhead.
Robbie. You've never seen I don't know, actually. I don't know if I've seen it.
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Oh, Bring It On. Bring It On. There you go.
No, I've never seen Bring It On.
Oh, Bring It On is a classic.
You never saw Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Nope.
Maybe. I don't know. Who else?
You never watched
She
Comedy
is a
Central
blonde.
after school?
Oh, I've seen Jumanji.
Oh, shit. She's in Jumanji.
I genuinely thought Kirsten Dunst was a redhead because this is the only thing I could ever remember her for.
No.
Oh, she's, usually blonde. That is kind of funny. I never thought about that. The little switcheroo there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's married to Jesse Plemons.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
That's that psychopath. Yeah. Todd.
What?
Just from Breaking Bad. Todd. Did you ever see Breaking Bad?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He was a fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
I was like, what are you insulting Jesse Plemons for? He's an excellent actor.
I know, so good that every time I see him, I'm like, you fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Peter goes to MJ's play. Hey, I got a question. Is that Kirsten Dunst singing?
I wonder.
I looked it up. I forgot what I found.
I thought it was like she's singing and she's doing pretty well. And then like
Yeah.
all the reviews are like, she sucks.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we couldn't hear her, and it's like that sounds more like an audio problem than
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys get mic'd up there, so if you can't hear her, that's not really her fault.
Yeah.
Well, I do love when they're leaving the play, we hear these two women be like, she was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, is that about the singing or the acting?
It's unclear.
Idea.
It is
She's just
unclear.
overall okay.
Yeah.
So then it turns out that Harry and Peter both sent MJ flowers, and Harry sent this huge bouquet like a weirdo.
Yeah, well, he's, he knows Peter's
Yeah.
Spider-Man and he hates him. He's trying to hurt him. We do get that panning shot of the Goblin lair,
Yes.
and it shows the green Goblin mask. Okay, cool. Then it shows like a chrome one. It's like, ooh, cool. And then it shows like a little fucking ski mask. And oh, that's the one he picks.
Yeah.
The least cool out of all three.
The whole snowboarder motif.
Well, yeah, it would have been
That
cool if they
shit.
told us that Harry, maybe in the first two movies, Harry was a big snowboarder, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us
Yeah.
something to show us why
It's like-
he's showing up looking like Shaun White.
Yeah.
Oh, is he gonna go leaf blowing? Like, what's the goggles
Yeah.
for? Doing some yard work.
Yeah. Also, in the credits, I never noticed it. In the ending credits, he's credited as Harry/New Goblin.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Goblin. That's the name.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Well, there's a lot of band in this movie, Andy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They had so many other existing goblin names
Yeah.
to choose from. Was it new? You know what was it? It was spelt out though. NEW, right? It wasn't like
Yeah.
like NU, like
No.
new metal.
Like new metal. Fred Durst. Yeah.
Well, we see then at Goblin's old hideout, Harry just walking out of the Goblin gas.
Right.
So he just walked in there with no assistant and just gave
Mhm.
himself Goblin powers.
Yeah. And we're assuming it makes him crazy, right?
I guess
But
you
he
could
was
say
already he all of a sudden, but that's how he was already crazy.
Yeah.
But also, was he crazy though? Because like the goblin, like he was right. Like, how would he have known about that if that really wasn't, his dad's ghost?
That's a good point.
Hmm.
I guess you could say Harry's Goblin himself,
Yeah,
I guess you could say that.
you could say that.
giving himself a gobby.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it means, but you can say that.
MJ and Peter cuddle in a spider web. They start making out as an asteroid hits Earth and a bunch of
Mhm.
black ooze comes out.
Just happens to land right next to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good thing to be the main character.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
I remember that was when I was watching the first time back in like 2008. I was like, really? That's how the symbiote gets here?
And what's funny is they kind of had an in too, because in Spider-Man 2, isn't she engaged to Jonah's son, who was an astronaut?
an
Like, they
astronaut.
could have just
That was the original plan.
yeah,
But it got
but they were
cut.
just like,
Yeah. Got
Like,
cut for time or whatever. But like that's important. You
it
should
was
keep
built
that
in.
That
Yeah.
gets cut for time, but all the dance scenes can stay in.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the dance scenes now.
You're a
I used
fool.
to hate them, and now I like them.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So the black ooze then hooks onto Peter's little scooter. And then we see police chasing Flint Marco. Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Best part of this movie.
Yeah,
Easily.
I
Yeah.
agree. His whole I'm not a bad guy thing wears off pretty quickly because he does a whole bunch of bad shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And throughout the whole thing, he's like, I didn't mean to do any of this. You were just a giant sand monster and you punched me until I almost died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why didn't you have this epiphany then?
Yeah. It's like, a normal person that didn't want to have to do any of this wouldn't have even thought about becoming a giant sand monster.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You would have just left. You had the ability to just turn into grains of sand and leave.
Yeah,
Oh, by
which
the
you
way, I
do
could
at the end of the
fly.
movie.
Yeah.
By the way, the wind can just take me. Okay.
So do that, and then you could say, I didn't want to hurt anybody, and we believe you.
Yeah. We'll get into that.
He is really, I really think this is perfect casting. And I do like after he shows up at the apartment, drops something off for his daughter. He really just puts on the iconic shirt. This is something that these movies do so well, is just mimicking the comic book look.
Yeah, the iconic shirt and the iconic brown slacks, brother. That's good shit.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man.
And he tucks the shirt in. Hell yeah.
It's a good thing he likes that outfit because
he's stuck in it now.
Yeah.
But we needed more Flint Marko in this movie. I think that's the biggest failure of this movie is at one point he just disappears.
Yeah, for a while. Well, he was supposed to be the only villain originally, right? And then Sony was like shoehorned Venom.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be him and New Goblin to like round out the Harry story.
Yeah, of course. And they were like Venom, but
Avi Arid was like Venom. He's huge, and he is. He's like sells comics, right?
Yeah,
big time. Is he the most interesting villain? By far, not even fucking close. If you think about Venom, you really just think about like the origin, and anything that happens after that is dog shit. Just like Bane. Bane shows up, he breaks Batman's spine, and then what happens to him after that? Who fucking cares? Same with Doomsday. Doomsday shows up, he kills Superman. Then what happens? Who fucking cares? It's all these people that show up and they fucking peek, and then that's it. You know?
Yeah.
Andy, you saying that makes me realize that comic books are just old wrestling territories.
Yeah.
A big monster heel comes in, he builds himself up just for the babyface to come in and beat him.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, what do you do with these guys afterwards?
They're just there.
That's why half of them always become an anti-hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Venom.
Yeah. Because, they were popular.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of happy that they actually just kill Venom in this. Spoiler alert.
Yes, I agree.
But I understand Venom sells merchandise. I don't think he's interesting, and I don't think he should be in movies. I think the best he's been used is in Spider-Man 2, the video game.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good.
I agree. Yeah. Flint's wife, or ex-wife, I guess, kicks him out. Fair enough, dude. You murdered someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you killed someone. So, get out of the fucking house. Peter visits Aunt May, and he tells her he's going to propose to MJ. She gives him her old ring. I don't care. She tells this long-winded story about her engagement. Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music, by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. See, I kind of like the Aunt May stuff. I think that this movie should have used more Aunt May.
I think this movie should have focused on something.
Yes. Yes,
And
this is a very unfocused movie.
And told a story.
Yeah, instead of like 8 different ones.
Yeah. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to care about.
Yeah.
And what the problem is, you want to care about the Aunt May stuff because it's been in these first 2 movies.
Right. There's a through line.
It's so little and so nothing because we got to get Venom in. We got to get Sandman in. We got to get New Goblin in. He's got to have his problems with MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to kind of strike up a relationship with Gwen Stacy, although they don't really seem to do that. Like,
yeah. That was very, it felt very loose. A lot of things. This movie makes me feel like New York has like 30 people in it, because everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a lot of times it doesn't feel like there's like any kind of arc or like, it doesn't build up, and like it's just kind of like a bunch of things happen in a row more so that, like it's just, and then the next scene happens is less like a transition and more like, and now this part happens.
Well, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different stories happening simultaneously, but like none of them are connected in the slightest until out of nowhere they're just getting mashed together. It's like, oh, okay. But the Harry fight, how do you feel about that?
It's fine.
I liked it better now than I did. I feel like when I watched it in theaters, I remember and it might be because of however they restored it, and maybe it did look worse then. But James Franco's like face CGI'd onto the body always looked terrible to me like back. Yeah. But then when I watched it now, I was like, this looks a lot better than I remember. So maybe they touched it up. I don't know. I know with a lot of the 4K kind of stuff that they do a lot of remasters and fix up stuff like that sometimes. It was okay.
I like the fight because like it's it comes out of nowhere, and that's cool. And Peter's just Peter. He's not in his Spider-Man suit, which I thought was pretty cool. They're beating the shit out of each other.
Someone's snapping a picture of this, by the way. It's 2007.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone's getting a photograph of this.
Too bad Eddie Brock wasn't around for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
that could have been a plot line.
It could have. Peter gets punched through 2 windows, like in the corner of a building, and that was cool. And I liked how as he's falling, he sees the ring, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Yes. And then Harry hits him, and Peter kicks Harry like to the floor, like they're like 70 feet in the air. Yeah. He kicks Harry away in favor of the ring, and he takes the glider. So here's a question. Was he just willing to kill Harry to save the ring? Jumps off the glider, and the glider just so happens to have a function that it goes to Harry as he's plummeting to his certain demise.
Sure.
Peter didn't know it had that function.
I guess.
So he just goes after the ring.
Well, he does know that the old Goblin could tell the glider where to go.
That's a big assumption to make.
I also think he's just assuming that he's going to survive the fall. Like, he's got the Goblin powers. He's obviously superhuman.
I think he's his priority is the ring. Like, I'll get the ring, and then if I have time, I'll rescue Harry.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah,
I like the ring because it's like right in the beginning of the movie, and that like obviously neither of these characters is probably going to die here.
Yeah.
So like the ring gives the scene some tension because it's like, oh, like we actually are worried about like that ring might get messed up. I don't know, like we might have to worry about the fate of the ring. I'm not worried about Peter's fate, but who knows what happens to that ring.
Yeah. So we get a massive contrivance. Harry gets amnesia.
Yes, exactly. Because Peter basically just trips him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hits him with the clothesline.
Yeah, and he just that's very convenient. I do like that they revive how desperate Peter is to revive Harry.
Yeah, that's good. He's like, yeah, it's good stuff. I do like, again, the fights in this franchise are like visceral. Like you feel every hit.
Yeah, they're heavy. You feel the weight of it.
Yeah, and every time Harry fights Peter, he gets his fucking shit rocked every single time. And I like that. I think it's great. I think it's funny as well.
But Tobey Maguire also continues his excellent ugly crying.
Yes.
Oh, he's great. He's great at the ugly cry.
Like there is nothing like attractive. That man is like sobbing.
Yeah.
When he's trying to rescue. It's
I,
great.
I laughed out loud every time it happened in the theater. Me and my friend went to go see it, and we literally laughed out loud so many times. Right when he dies, like laughing hysterically, totally ruined probably for a bunch of people. But I couldn't. I couldn't help it.
Well, then we get another contrivance because Flint Marko just happens to fall into this weird sand experiment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. That's like comic book stuff. You know, that's straight out of the comic book. This man, he's running from the cops and he falls into this weird experiment in the middle of the desert.
But it's executed so poorly. The way that there's like a million excuses. It's like Home Alone. There's like a million excuses why they don't just look into the window and see if there's a guy there. It's just like, oh, we're doing all the checks. There's like a bunch of windows on that. Like they could just go, oh, maybe we should look out and see if there's a guy in there. And they just go, oh, there is something in there. And he goes, oh, it's probably just a fly. Like, just look, as a window. It's gonna be a bird.
In every other comic book movie where they do something like this, where a guy's in an accident, at least they explicitly say, no matter how ridiculous it is, what experiment they are doing.
Yeah, this is just like particles, I guess.
Yeah, what are they doing here? Because at one point the guy just goes, demolecularization in process. What?
Yeah.
Why?
There's just sand in there. What are you doing?
And it needs to be like a open top, like it.
Yeah. So anything can just get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why is this experiment outside?
Yeah. Why did they just put it in a hole? Why isn't there a building? Like, why?
Yeah. Well, this is very, like, specifically, this is very Spider-Man, because like every Spider-Man villain is just a science experiment gone wrong.
And
like,
where is this place? Where is this like swamp? Like,
yeah, I thought they were in New York. What happened?
What would have happened if a coyote wandered in there and just became the sand coyote?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, probably just it could be a raccoon. I mean, you wouldn't want that either. Like,
no. They got thumbs.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck us up.
And all the scientists are like super hot, like swimsuit models for some reason.
But also, like, here's a question: is Sandman immortal? Like, how do you kill Sandman? You don't, right? I think he just lives forever because sand doesn't die.
Right, yeah. I think you can gradually break him apart and then he can just reform. So like you'll never permanently kill him, but like they show it later on, like when he washes him away with water, when Harry like crystallizes him. There are ways you can defeat Sandman, but I think at the end of the day, he can, no matter how long it will take, he'll just reform.
Right.
What if you totally encapsulate him and then put him in a furnace and just completely turn him into glass?
That's probably the best way to do it.
Yes, but I think you just can't break that glass because then he'll reform.
Because then he'll just, or maybe he'd still just be like, doesn't matter, still sand, and just becomes the glass man. I don't know.
Now I'm glass man. Yeah.
Good job. Now I'm sharp.
Yeah.
That's happened in the comics. He has become glass. Hang on. I'm not even kidding.
No, I'm sure you're not. The hundreds of millions of things that happen in comics.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, I'm not going to look it up that much. I'm not going to sit here and look it up, but I'm like 90% sure that's actually happened in comics where he just becomes glass.
So I was reading Spider-Man up until that really shitty thing where like
the radioactive cum.
No, that's an Elseworlds thing.
That was a weird scene.
Yeah, that's like a what if or whatever. But he like he's married to MJ, everything's cool, and then after Civil War, he like makes a deal with Mephisto to get everybody erase the memory of that he's Peter Parker, but it costs him his marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're just undoing years and years of what I read.
Mephisto's like,
I'm really into redheads.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of the robot devil in Futurama.
You're in robot hair.
Yeah. It reminds me of that guy. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm sorry. You really fucked it up. And I don't think Spider-Man's been the same since. Although I did read the new Amazing Spider-Man for a little bit because it had Ryan Otley, who drew Invincible, which I'm a big fan of. And even that I couldn't really get into. It was just, I don't know. He used to be a billionaire at something. I missed out on a whole bunch. You know, you can't. That's the thing with comics. You can't just like get out for a second because when you come back in, it's like, what?
Yeah, what's happened here?
Yeah. The timeline's all askew.
Yeah, I hear good things about the new Ultimate Spider-Man, though. I'm going to check that out, I think.
That's why whenever I read comics, I always go into it with the mindset of, all right, whatever's happening in this right now, I just got to roll with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like once you jump back in, you just got to, okay, I'm just rolling with what they're saying.
Yeah, especially like the whole it's only been 13 years since 1964.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as Fred Durst says, keep a rolling.
Very
Yes.
good.
What? Keep a rolling. Yeah.
Very good, Andy.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
to Mark's point, there is a comic, a Spider-Man graphic novel. I forgot exactly. Maybe it's like Spider-Man Through the Years or something like that, where it's actually as if Spider-Man was in real time. So like he becomes Spider-Man in 1964, and then you watch as like Peter Parker ages up until when it came out, 2000 and whatever.
And then he I'm not going to spoil it, but
Yeah.
It's pretty
that
cool.
was cool. It was,
but there is an official like timeline math between how long it is in real life and how long in the comics it's been. It's like
used
for
to say for every 5 years was a year, but then they scrapped that.
They changed it. I think it's like 7 or something.
For a while, the only hero that was aging in real time was the Punisher. For a while.
Weird.
Yeah, and then they stopped.
Everyone's like, I'm worried about Frank.
Yeah. Well, he's like this Vietnam
withering
vet.
away.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank's got the Jack disease, I think.
Yeah.
I really like the scene where Sandman forms in sand form. I think that still looks really good.
Yes.
It looks incredible.
It does.
And I think the music here is really good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great scene. Heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Raimi was right. Sandman should have been the focus of this film.
Yes, he was 100% correct. Yes. Which is weird that they didn't let him do that because he was the director of those 2 massive hits that came before this.
But they wanted Venom.
Yeah.
MJ reads her reviews. They are bad. Peter's giving her good advice here because he's like, you got one bad review. It's all right. Like,
yeah.
And she's falling apart, but it's like, you made it to Broadway in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But also Peter's really not reading the room at all. Like, it's right after did he kiss her already at that point?
No, not yet.
No, this is before the kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not reading the room, and it's like, I get that that's not even that bad advice, but it's like, that's not what she wants to hear right now, You
know what it is? I get it. But like when someone's like falling apart over what, you have to be like, try to keep something positive and be like,
sure.
Because he's not telling her like, it doesn't matter. All he's saying is like, keep your chin up, keep working at it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's being the worst here. I think because
later
after
on, it's much worse.
Oh, for sure.
But it does feel sort of generic, like just like you would say that to any problem. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even feel like you're listening.
Peter in this universe is very generic. He's just like a guy who's there, like with his mouth open all the time for some reason.
It's like every day I wake up and I open my eyes and I open my mouth to breathe and I breathe nose in air through my nose.
You know what I think it is? Because I'm such a resentful fuck. Is I watch her and it's like, oh, I made it to Broadway in my early 20s and nobody liked me. It's like, yeah, I'm still a failure at 35 years old. All right. So you know what, MJ? Why don't you shut the fuck up? I've never even had the shot. All right. So why don't you just get better or get louder?
Yeah.
She should have like being in Broadway, you should probably have thicker hide. The review wasn't even so awful. There was just like, she was okay. And she's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The review is basically she sings too quiet. And she's like, oh, my career's over. No, you're 21 years old. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's one mediocre review. It's not a big deal.
I mean, he compares it to being Spider-Man and how everybody talks shit about Spider-Man all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Peter, you don't know how I feel. And he's like, no, I'm telling you I do. I'm telling you I could relate to you here. And we could this is what I do.
Yeah.
So like, I see he's not being a bad guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he's being a little...
he's a little tone deaf.
Sure. And then she's like, but it's not about you. But then she's like, you don't know how I feel. And it's like, well, you weren't listening to him.
Yeah, because he just told you he does.
Yeah. So, and I get that those are 2 very different things. You are right. He is being a little tone deaf, but also she's being a little not receptive to.
No, they're both terrible.
Yeah, they're both bad.
It's I hate them both in this scene.
MJ is terrible in these movies because
Yeah,
I've
she's
always
bad.
believed once you find out and decide you're going to support your superhero partner, like you have to understand they are a superhero.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
it does
can't
feel
complain to them about your little fucking problems after they've just saved the lives of millions of people.
Well, not only that, but like it undercuts the ending of Spider-Man 2 where she's like, "Go get him, Tiger."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like as soon as he gets out the window, she just sits down and she's like, "Fucking asshole."
Yeah.
Just like immediately resents him for it.
Yeah.
Because
Do they communicate? Because like she should know his motivations. Like, okay, before Uncle Ben died, he was telling me with great power comes great responsibility. So like I have to do this at all costs. Like it's who I am.
Yeah.
So like, but she doesn't seem to know that.
No. Well,
No.
he's not. They don't seem to communicate well at all.
No,
To be
not
honest,
at all.
neither of them are telling each other like what they're feeling at all.
But like, what do you love about each other? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, there's nothing here.
Because you're
know.
Spider-Man and I'm Mary Jane.
Yeah, we have to. We just have to.
Well,
it's in
at
the,
one
it's in the
point-
contract.
when she's complaining about these bad reviews, he has to want to be like, that's interesting. I carried my best friend's dead father into his home. And then my best friend watched as I left and hates me for it. So tell me again how I don't know how you feel. My uncle died because of my inaction. Tell me again. Tell me again how rough you have it. Please, MJ. Please tell me how rough you... Oh, was your dad mean to you, MJ? I watched my uncle die in cold blood. Sorry you got a bad fucking review, MJ.
Well, I mean, he didn't even tell her about Harry and
I know.
Norman.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, what's going on between you two? He's like, it's a long story.
Well, that's
Like,
why he doesn't
you
tell her
should tell
anything.
her.
So
Well,
like,
and
yeah,
then
she can't
she
relate.
doesn't tell him she got
Exactly.
fired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just hide everything. That's what. Yeah. And what's
they're
funny
being
is
shitty.
is she gets so annoyed with his like relentless optimism, but like in the second movie, that's like one of the things that she's so attracted to him about. Like she loves how he's always got a smile on his face, even when like he always keeps his chin up, and then he says that, and she's like, fuck you, Peter.
Yeah.
Peter goes because they hear police dispatch again, and MJ once again is like, "Fuck."
he goes, go get him, Tiger. She's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
That's a bad. Yeah, that was a bad call though. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to
yeah.
respond to every police dispatch. I mean,
You really don't.
You can let him handle it sometimes. Just you got to come out when it's Sandman and stuff, just like burglars.
Yeah, like super
You know,
villains.
someone's slinging dime bags on the corner. He's like, "I gotta go."
Yeah.
I gotta ruin some kids' lives.
He's like planting stuff on people. Spider-Man's a dirty cop.
So the next scene, we get the crane with Gwen Stacy, Captain Stacy, and Eddie Brock.
Oh my
And it's a
God.
lot. They just
Yeah.
throw all these people at us.
Yeah.
First of all, Gwen Stacy is doing this modeling here that never comes back, and
Yeah.
it's just gratuitous cleavage. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like in a weird corporate setting. Like, what are you selling here?
Yeah.
I know.
What modeling agency doesn't have like the backdrop was natural? It was just like, that's the window.
Yeah.
What?
There is, yeah. Don't worry about reflections or anything on the
Yeah,
glass.
you're just looking at the fucking nasty New York City, like it never
I love
looks good.
The out of control crane is amazing. I love that
Yeah.
it like swings in and then hits the building and then everyone's falling and then for some reason it's coming up the building later.
Yeah.
Someone goes, "It's coming back."
Yeah.
And then it comes from a completely different direction.
Yeah. And Captain Stacy is on the ground and he is not he's not reacting correctly.
No, he's
like first off, Eddie Brock shows up. He's like, "Is that Gwen?" First off, that's your
Yeah.
girlfriend. It's not, "Is that Gwen?" It's, "Oh my God."
yeah.
But
Yeah.
he goes, "Is that Gwen?" And he goes, "What? Let me see that." And he looks, he's like, "Oh shit, it is." They're both like, "Do you care about this woman?"
Also,
at all?
it's like a
hanging from
dangling
a building.
person as far as the camera can tell.
Yeah.
Right. Like, how do you
It's like, yeah, I guess she's blonde. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be anybody.
Eddie's just sitting there snapping upskirts.
Yeah, and then like as he's saying, "Oh, your daughter is in danger. By the way, we're dating."
Yeah.
What is this?
And also they're both just there already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the
As
scene.
soon as it happened, they were both there.
Yeah,
But
but that scene's just a lot. It's just
yeah.
you're introducing a lot and not very well, and
No.
then these characters barely do anything. Like even Eddie barely does anything in this movie.
No, this is so miscast.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is very bad.
They wanted
Bryce
him to be
Dallas
the
Howard, not
anti.
so much. She could have probably been a great Gwen Stacy.
Oh, I'm not shitting on
Provided
Bryce
the-
Dallas Howard or even is that Cromwell playing?
I'm not sure.
Captain
Stacy?
Captain Stacy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that guy. He's always that guy.
Yeah, but I think he's fine. But Eddie Brock, Topher Grace is not Eddie Brock.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. And nothing against Topher Grace.
No,
Just he's not Eddie Brock.
no. Eddie Brock's supposed to be like a meathead almost.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's just a douche in this.
Yeah, well, they clearly signed him on because they're like, no, he kind of looks like Tobey Maguire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the guys, they didn't understand the comics and they just went, that's what it is. He's just I
Yeah.
think Andy just said it. He's the anti-Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're like, oh, he's got to be the anti-Peter Parker, which should be like,
Yeah.
like strong guy, but sure,
Yeah, like a
just
big
another
meathead.
skinny
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Because then later on, we don't even get him. First of all, do they ever refer to him as Venom in this movie?
I think he says it. He doesn't say we are Venom, which he should have. That's iconic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall.
But like, then later on, we never get like the big Venom, really.
No.
Like,
Mm-mm.
Venom's supposed to be able to become this big jacked thing, but
Yeah.
we never get that.
No, it was
He
just
becomes
that
more
weird,
like a
tall
like he's-
thing.
Yeah, he's like a
flat
weird
guy.
like jackal kind of thing. He like roars and all that. Like it's weird.
Honestly, his design was probably closer to like Carnage than Venom.
Yeah.
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 So Brock takes the pics of Spider-Man. He tells him, hey, I'm going to be your new photographer. I like this scene at the Bugle with Betty Brant driving Jameson insane with the buzzing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good stuff. The pills, not that, not those, not those either.
Yeah. Well,
Blood
you gotta
pressure.
turn down that setting on that.
Yeah.
It shakes the entire
Yeah.
desk.
There's got to be a lower setting. It didn't do that in the last movie. It's probably
No.
get someone to fix that.
I also like that Eddie Brock is a prick because he's like kind of flirting with Betty, but she just hates him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
And
Betty's flirting with Peter like all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And both Betty and Jameson comment about Brock's terrible cologne.
yeah. Then we get a Stan Lee cameo.
We do.
Yeah,
I guess one person can make a difference.
I like it.
It's fine.
I think, especially in Spider-Man, it's good to have Stan Lee say like meaningful shit.
Okay, that's
Because
fair.
that's like his baby, you know, even though, you know, he stole it from Steve Ditko and all that shit. Well, he stole everything. but
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly.
It's fine.
He's the Led Zeppelin of comic books.
It's a very, very accurate comparison.
Harry returns home with Peter, and then Harry does some sick moves to catch a vase, which obviously makes Peter worried because he's like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, he's still got
Yeah.
those goblin
Yeah.
reflexes.
I like how he only forgot that Peter killed his dad. Like, that's the only thing he forgot.
Yeah.
Well, he
just-
wakes up. He wakes up in the hospital. My dad's dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I don't remember how. And he's like, oh, he fell. I don't know.
Why is
I
he
don't
so
know, Harry.
dumb though?
I don't know.
It just seems so dumb. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he's not like a person. I don't know. He's just like, oh, what's a car? Like I don't know what
Yeah.
anything is. Like,
This is very much the movie idea of amnesia because,
Yeah.
like, it's like selective things he's forgotten.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
he-
it's
he's-
like, it's very clearly like Sam Raimi was like, all right, we got a lot of things to juggle here. Let's put the Goblin on the back burner again. So let's make him forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just forgets until he remembers.
This is
It's
like a
bad.
2-minute scene of him like walking into a door. Like, no,
Yeah.
you gotta open the door. He's like,
What is
oh,
this?
okay.
Yes.
It's like, no, too dumb.
Yeah.
MJ shows up for rehearsal. She's been fired. I do like the one of the guys going, that was poorly handled.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it really was.
It
She
was.
shows up, they're like, nah, sucks, idiot.
Yeah.
Didn't someone call her agent or whatever?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, that was terrible.
Yeah.
We could say you fell ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
And then-
being nice.
She gets all pissy as people cheer on Spider-Man.
Yeah, like the man saves lives.
But
Come
also,
on.
they had to replace her name. Like they couldn't even wait to put in a new marquee. They were like slapping on a sticker over her name like right
Yeah.
away. It's like, come on, it'll take 5 minutes to open that thing up and change the letters out. Just
Right.
It needs to happen this second.
Yeah.
And they can't be like,
Right,
hold
make
on,
sure
hold on.
she's
She's
here to
walking
see it.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just to watch them change it.
All right, now take it down and let's go.
Yeah. Well, then we get the festival, the Spider-Man festival, right?
Okay, I got a question. How did they tell Spider-Man about this?
Yeah.
Did they just like announce this festival and be like, he'll show up?
Yeah, it was all planned. It was like because he was like, I'm gonna swing down from right there.
Yeah, but who reached out to Spider-Man?
Yeah, no, it's you. This is a valid question.
Maybe they asked Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Can you reach out to Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's like they do this whole ceremony. Like, what if he doesn't show up? He'll show up.
Yeah. Peter Parker's just like, everyone's so fucking stupid. I really thought they'd have figured it out by now, but you know Santa Claus too, right, Peter? Oh yeah.
Of
Reach
course.
out to him.
You see him changing, putting a big beard on real quick.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Get
like
Spider-Man and Santa Claus at the same time. Oh, you just missed Santa Claus. He was just going to the bathroom.
I like how Harry tells MJ that he wrote her a play, and she's like, "Wow, that's really sweet." And that's like where it ends.
Well, then you find out that he wrote the play in 12th grade, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so in Spider-Man 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Harry wrote a play?
Yeah, they're trying to make him feel young, and it's like, so when he was 18 years old, like
Yeah.
legally an adult, like what are you talking about?
Like, it's one thing to say, yeah, I've written a play before. It's weird to say, I wrote a play for you.
Just before
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
But she's it's just so weird how she's like, "Oh, that's really sweet." Full stop. And they don't talk about it until like 17 scenes later.
Yeah, when he shows her the script.
Yeah.
Also,
Weird.
wasn't he was dating her then?
Yeah.
So why
wouldn't
wouldn't
you
he have
show
told
her
her then?
Pete says to Gwen, "Lay one on me, they'll love it." Hey, you an idiot?
Yeah,
Well,
really.
This whole scene is fucking stupid. Because one, yes, you're an idiot. Two, they're all acting like it was a public kiss between
Yeah.
MJ and Spider-Man.
They all
Yeah,
know the
nobody else
Spider-Man
knows
kiss.
about that.
They all
Yeah,
watched the
because
first
they're all
movie.
going, kiss him, kiss him,
Yeah.
kiss him. The one little
Yeah.
kid's, no, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're gonna
we're-
get cooties.
we were watching it. We're like, why are they doing this? They don't know
Yeah.
about that scene.
No,
Like,
that was
what-
that's why even later MJ is like, "That was our kiss."
Yeah.
And she's right.
She's,
You
oh,
were
yeah,
the-
she's 100% right.
The only
she's-
people around to experience that were the henchmen you knocked out.
Yeah. One of them told everybody about it. And then
Yeah,
it
he
became
was like,
iconic, I guess.
You should have seen it. It was beautiful.
It was like supercharged. It was like, wow, sparks.
I gotta
I
tell
was
you.
on the floor, barely conscious.
Rain coming down. You could see straight through a shirt. Let me
Right?
tell you something.
Yeah. It was
Nipples
right
hard as
before me and my
rock.
friends tried to assault her. Yeah,
Yeah.
right after that. It was beautiful.
We were gonna assault this woman, and then I wound up seeing the most romantic and beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
It changed me. I'm a changed man.
I will never be the same again.
I moved to Gotham to take on the Bat.
Yes.
Sandman wreaks havoc. This is just a giant ball of sand flying through the sky that nobody seems to notice until it's right in front of them.
Yeah. Pretty weird stuff. I do like how Spider-Man shows up and Flint, the first thing he says to Spider-Man, "I don't want to hurt you." What about like the 8 people you've already hurt on the way to this scene?
We watched
Yeah.
you throw a police officer.
Yeah,
through
yeah.
a windshield.
This is the
Yeah.
guy that could take it. Like that,
Yeah.
that man might be paralyzed, you know, like
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that
If
would be
he's
fine.
lucky.
That man will never walk again.
Yeah.
I do like during that fight when he goes to punch him and his arm just goes through his stomach.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Apparently they used an amputee for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
they
not
use
an
the guy
amputee,
with a
I-
giant hole in his stomach.
Yep. That's It was a guy born without a right arm or something, and they suited him up, and he did that thing, and then with CGI they put it. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
This is where the good stuff is, though. Like you said, Sandman All the Sandman stuff is good.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the Sandman stuff is like, why is there always so much sand around? You know, there's just like
Yeah.
trucks and trucks of sand all over Manhattan.
Or in the
just
middle
like
of the
wherever
city.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was it's like so like I mean we live in New York. I don't ever I've never seen a sand truck in Manhattan.
No,
Never
no,
once.
I have not.
Never once have I seen a truck full of sand.
That's how we got all the sand to Rockaway Beach.
How does it is it rocks? Could it be gravel? Like what's the limit here for him?
Yeah,
like
it's pretty
where does
unclear.
He's like, no, I can't do that. Only
Well,
sand.
I think the construction site later makes sense, but just a
Yes.
sand truck does
Why
not.
are there even why is even the construction site? Why is there just a gigantic pile of sand? Where are they going to build stuff? That's where they would build, right? Like it's just a huge pile of sand.
It shouldn't be that big, but there would be sand or maybe sawdust. I wonder, can he control sawdust? I don't know.
All the trucks earlier in the movie got like citations, and they're just like, all right, just bring all the sand and just dump it here at the construction site. We'll figure out what to do with it later.
Like, hey, you hear about that weird sand monster though? Isn't that a concern?
No, just put all the sand together,
Ah.
all the excess sand in the city.
First you get the sand, then you get the power,
Yeah.
then you get the Sandman.
Yeah, sand is ubiquitous with New York.
Also, he does.
I think New York City.
He does fuck off for a good portion of this movie too. So they're probably like, we haven't heard from the sand monster in a long time, so we're good.
Yeah. Then we get Peter meeting MJ at the restaurant. We get Bruce Campbell at the host. Romance. I am French.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh
I really
my God.
enjoyed all that.
Bruce
Bucker.
Campbell.
That's what I said. A Becker.
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell has never done a bad job in his life.
No,
Correct.
this is so good.
objectively correct.
It's so fucking funny here.
Like he keeps waving to like other people, and he's like, "Oh, now's the time."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No." He like yells, he reprimands the other people, like, "No, you idiot!" It's great.
Yeah.
It's excellent stuff. It's so great.
Oh man, I wish we got him as Mysterio.
Oh yeah, that would have
It would have
been
been great. Yeah,
And then revealed that he was the same guy in the first three movies.
Yeah.
yeah.
It would have been amazing. In this scene here, MJ keeps saying, "You have no idea how I feel. Tell him you got fired,
Yeah.
MJ."
Yeah.
Because he's being a narcissist here, but you're not saying anything.
Big part of why he doesn't know how you feel is because you haven't told him a bunch of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like how she gets to lay into him about the kiss, because that was dumb. You're an
Yes.
idiot for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, he is awful at this dinner. Like, I mean,
He is.
in this scene, he's terrible. She's like clearly under duress, and he's just like, "Yeah, but like, think about how great I am." You know, like,
Yeah. Spider-Man's so great, right?
No. But I had a great day, so that's what kind of what I want to talk about.
Yeah. And then, of course, for some reason, Gwen Stacy's here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You never told me about her?"
Mhm.
He's like,
It's like,
"Oh, it's just
a
a girl in my
lab
science
partner.
class." Yeah. But you
stealing them
smooched
up.
her
I
in front
know.
of a giant crowd of people, so it's not just a girl from your lab,
Yeah.
asshole.
Also, her hands down your shirt right now, Peter.
Yeah. Peter gets a call or a message from MJ, and then he leaves a message for MJ, and then he gets a call from Captain Stacy, and this is the worst part of the movie.
Contrivance number 4.
They retcon the first movie.
Sandman killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
This sucks.
This does suck.
But also, my favorite part about it is Stacy is saying that he's telling them this is fact, even though it's just that they heard some inmate say it. So
Right.
they're calling in the family to tell them that it's a different murderer, and then he proceeds to tell them like a story that he kind of made up based on what somebody else said that he heard through like 3 different degrees of separation.
Yeah.
He's like, so then I think what probably happened was Uncle Ben was probably like, "You don't have to do this."
Well, you'd be surprised. They actually did this really great recreation. Let me show you. They filmed it. It was this great project they had in prison.
We got the guy from Crash.
But I mean, Peter is understandably pissed. But like,
Yeah.
you still killed the accomplice of the guy who murdered Ben. It's not like the guy who died had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think he killed him. He fell. but he did Batman the living shit out of that guy.
Oh, yes. But again, he was still the accomplice. It's not like he was an innocent bystander.
Right. And I get that this, I feel like if this was in a less crowded movie, they could have made it work.
Sure.
It still sucks, but also this is where, he's feeling, rage and all this shit. So the symbiote shows up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just been in his apartment chilling.
Yeah.
This entire time. It's like lurking in the shadows.
Eating
Didn't
the
go
cookies
anywhere
across
else.
the hall.
Yeah, it's in the, there's 11 million hosts available to it, but it's just chilling in Peter Parker's apartment. And is this where he goes to sleep and then he wakes up and he's
Yeah, because MJ shows up and she's like, Peter, chill, because he's just listening to like police radios.
Yeah, he's just ready. Yeah.
And then he wakes up in the black suit, and it does look cool. The black suit looks awesome in this.
Sure.
Yeah, and I like that scene where because in the comics he goes to sleep. He's got the new suit and it's from space, from like some big crossover event, and then he's like, man, I'm always so tired, and he finds out that like the suit essentially wears him, and like starts fighting crime at night. Like when he's asleep.
Oh, wow.
Like with him just like in the suit, like as a puppet. And so he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Weekend at Venom's.
Yeah. He starts like trying to take over. So like he goes to the top of the bell tower and he does the thing. So like it makes sense that he wakes up and he's just wearing it. And he's like, I thought that was cool. And I like that scene where he's like looking at himself and he's like, that's where the theme works. But then they keep doing it.
I mean, this is really, they're running the theme into the ground around here.
Yeah. And, but yeah, it does look cool, like you said.
Now, here's, what we were robbed of? The Lizard. Dr. Connors, awesome in these fucking movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. He's great here. I actually, because I haven't watched these movies in a while, I forgot he was in all three of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's fucking awesome. I wish we got the Lizard.
Is he in the first one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think he was planned to be a part of the fourth movie. That's why when they rebooted it, they went with the Lizard.
Yeah.
They should have just brought him back.
Yeah.
Personally,
they should have just done Spider-Man 4.
That guy would have been weird in the movie with like,
Yeah. I like how Dr. Connors just knows that this is a symbiote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like,
true.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He says symbiote, like, which is not even the actual pronunciation of the symbiote word.
Yeah.
It's like specific to Venom.
He says it's what does he say? It's like a symbiotic or something.
Yeah.
Does he say symbiote?
Yeah.
He does. I thought
he
just
says
said
symbiote for some reason, even though he would say symbiote or symbiotic.
Yeah. Okay.
Pete hears the police call. It's about Marco. I, for a long time, did not understand the suit situation. I didn't realize that the symbiote had turned into a suit.
Yeah.
I thought it had just molded onto his suit, and that's why he had a black suit, because he just pulls out a straight up black suit and it just looks like a spider.
It's hanging up.
Yeah.
I was confused by that as well.
I think Venom absorbs the suit, because then you see when it's on
but he
Eddie
still
Brock
has
later.
But he still has
just have an extra
regular red and blue Spider-Man suit right next to it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah.
The red and blue Spider-Man suit is hanging up, and then he opens the chest and just pulls out the black suit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so did this symbiote just turn into the suit? Or did it find a spare, or did he have a spare Spider-Man suit that it just molded onto?
He had a spare suit that he does have a spare suit, I think.
I hope.
And it just kind of absorbed the suit, I guess.
Okay.
Because then when it's on Eddie Brock later, you can see the same fabric in the suit, as if not the whole, not everything, but bits of it in there, the fabric's woven into him. So he kind of has the suit too.
Okay.
So I think there is a physical suit, but I think it's just a kind of a part of Venom. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's some Sam Raimi shit,
Yeah, I was very confused by that, because I honestly just thought that the symbiote just latched onto his red and blue suit.
I
and
think
just
it
turned
did.
it black. But
Yeah.
So that's why I was so confused when I saw that. He's like, I'm not going for this suit. I'm gonna go for the one in the chest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear I'm gonna wear the dress blacks tonight.
Yeah. It's almost like the symbiotic relationship was with the suit and not with Peter himself.
Yeah.
Because he never fully gave in to the anger.
Yeah. Spider-Man breaks Brock's camera, and him and Sandman fight in the subways. I think this is a cool fight.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah.
I like this fight.
And this is where they get rid of Sandman for a while because he just opens a water pipe and it just blasts him away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like a couple things, but before I get into that, questions. How come sometimes punches and kicks affect Sandman and other times they don't?
Because movie.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I think it's because part of it, I don't think that's the actual answer. I think there's an actual explanation for this.
Okay.
I think when he like constitutes himself as a solid form, you could punch him and cause pain. I think in like when Spider-Man punched through him,
Mhm.
I think he has to like physically like soften or like almost like break up the sand to go through
Yeah.
him. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. I'd buy that.
Sure.
Like I think it's part of his fighting strategy is like because I don't think he can like physically like punch you if he's like a sand person because it would just like remember when he tries to grab the locket and it just goes through him.
Yeah. So he has to learn how to harden parts of his body and
Yes.
soften parts of his. I'd buy that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It just reminds me of like a video game boss, like in the cutscene where
Yeah.
there's just like bullets like flinging off at him, and then it's
Yeah.
the boss fight, and then it's like,
And you can just- yeah, exactly. Well, I really liked how when he's ripping the pipe, like every time a bolt shoots out, the camera like zooms real close to
Yeah.
Sandman for a second. It's like
Mhm.
pop, 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 pop. I was like, that's that good Sam Raimi shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
the quick zoom ins. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
yeah.
There's one when Thomas Hayden Church does like a wince.
Yeah, he's like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
really
excellent
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Peter changes his hairstyle to show that he's now a scene kid.
Yeah.
He's emo.
It's just-
Emo as hell.
And then he gets home, his landlord asks for rent, and he snaps at him. And I like that the landlord gets concerned. He's like, "He a good boy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
He must
I
be in
love that.
trouble."
I
Yeah,
love that. Like
Yeah.
how the landlord's actually a great person.
Yeah. But also though, Peter has every right to not pay him rent until that door is fixed, according to New York City landlord like laws.
he's absolutely
Yeah.
right.
But it's
Yeah.
the way he said it that he's like,
Yeah.
he's in trouble. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, you'll get your rent once you fix this damn door.
Yeah.
Peter being bad is just him standing up for himself finally.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. I love the line that goes, "This is free country, it's not rent-free country."
Sure.
Yeah.
Peter tells May that Spider-Man killed Flint Marko. She's all disappointed.
Loved it. Oh, you weren't asking? Sorry.
No, I wasn't. I didn't. Again, I didn't really care. I don't. Here's the thing. There's so many things in this movie. I had to figure out which parts I was going to care about,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it couldn't. And for some reason, the Aunt May stuff, because none of the villains go after Aunt May in this movie, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Right. Not that they have to, but
Not that
I
they
see what
have
you're
to,
saying. I see what you're
But
saying.
like because there's so much going on, this was the part of this movie that I was just moving on. Like, okay,
Mhm.
May's not happy. I don't care.
Aunt May took a back seat this time a little
Yeah.
You
bit.
did.
That's
did.
and that's what it is. Like May's a great character and deserves more.
Yeah.
But they did so much with her in the first two movies that it's like, yeah, she kind of can take a back seat here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
They didn't have anything good for her. I mean, she
Right.
was they didn't know what to do with her at all, really.
I think this is good because he's like, I do good. And she's like, no, I don't think any of us can judge, who deserves
Yeah.
to
You don't do
fucking
good.
die. And he's like, I don't do good. Oh no.
Peter, honey, you're college educated. You cannot speak like that.
Yeah. But he was like banking on her to be like, yes,
She's
Spider-Man.
she's his
did
moral compass
justice.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's awful. That's
Yeah.
disturbing.
But also, like, Aunt May she doesn't have the same experience as Peter, like who's
Exactly. Yeah.
Aunt May. I don't know. Aunt May, I'm just saying, like, I used to use my parents as my moral compass, and these days I'm like, maybe I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Aunt May is not perfect. So
Yeah, exactly.
No.
maybe vengeance is justified, and
Sure. But it's just because we know Peter's not actually like that.
No,
So I think I think that's a good scene. But
except for
Robbie
when he
can
did it to
continue.
the other guy that killed Uncle Ben.
Right, but again, that guy just fell. Could he have saved him? Yes, but like, I don't know.
I don't see the part where that's my problem.
Yeah, there you go.
MJ gets a job as a waitress, and the movie plays it like she's turning tricks. They show the guy like turning the waitress wanted sign into like, whatever, taken. And then she's walking out of an alleyway, like covering herself up. It's like, okay,
relax.
you're just being a waitress. I get you don't want to be a waitress, but you're not Edith Downs. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Also, you're a waitress at the coolest place that's ever been.
Yeah.
Like you're a waitress and you get to just be like, all right, your turn, and you get to go up and perform. That's what you want to do. Like, this is a good gig for you.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. Again, you're in your early 20s. Like,
yeah,
you're doing great. Gig. Yeah.
Also, I have a question going back to Aunt May.
All right, before that, neither of you caught that Red Dead reference there. I'm disappointed.
Oh,
what was it?
Edith Downs?
Oh, yeah.
Downs.
That's the wife of the guy who died of tuberculosis, and then later on,
she's
a
prostitute in the other town, and then you have to go and save her and her son from a coal miner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
because at one point, like,
tale as old as time.
I think in chapter 4 in Saint Denis, she's like, "You looking for a little company, big boy?" Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I killed your husband. Actually, your husband died of tuberculosis.
Yeah, but I wasn't kind to him.
Yeah, they're like, you kill. Yeah, they do treat him like. Never mind. Let's stop talking about Red Dead. But they're all like, you killed him, and it's like, he was definitely gonna die no matter what.
There's no cure for the TB yet. Okay, my question about Aunt May is, do you think she knows?
Yes, I think it's pretty clear.
Because when he says Spider-Man killed her, she's like, "What, Peter? What did you do?"
Yeah,
I think she knows.
Santa Claus killed him.
Yeah,
I think she knows because in the last movie when they're talking and she's moving.
Yeah,
it seems like she's hinting that.
Yeah, she's like, "I know what you've been up to."
Yeah, and she's like, "I think you should continue to destroy your dreams to be Spider-Man, like Uncle Ben wanted."
Like Uncle Ben would have wanted you to shove down your personal life.
Yeah,
for the sake of everybody else.
Put yourself at risk for people who hate you.
You're a doormat, Peter, and now you have super strength, so you're a super strength doormat, and go be that.
Yes. Well, like, even though, I mean, we talked about it last week, but even though that's really the message, it's awesome for Spider-Man. It's like, that's why Spider-Man 2, we gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Fucking 10 out of 10 movie. 5 out of 5. It's all
this
the same.
One's going to be contentious, I think.
Probably not, though, because we're talking some serious shit.
No, when I say I enjoy it, I mean I do. I have a great time watching it, but I'm not like,
it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a great time watching The Room too.
Norman is back, baby.
Yeah.
Real quick before Norman comes back, Peter apologizes to his landlord. The landlord's daughter, Ursula, still clearly has a crush on Peter, but is also encouraging him to call MJ. Is she angling for a 3-way?
I think she's just a really sweet girl and wants Peter to be happy.
Yeah, that's the wholesome thing. But Robbie doesn't do wholesome. Robbie's a depraved maniac.
Yeah.
Let me up, Petey. Okay, the year is 2007. Were you guys cooking while listening and dancing to Chubby Checker?
Yeah. I believe the quote that was from How Did This Get Made was Omelet Dance Party.
What were we doing?
Yeah, what is that?
Was it just cheap?
They just stopped dancing. I've never once in my life put eggs in a pan and then been like, let me go over here and dance. Like, no, it's fucking eggs. Like, it's gonna take 2 seconds. You gotta be on that.
Well, he goes to flip it and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't flip an omelet though.
I appreciate the fact that MJ was like Pete's being a shithead. Harry, can we talk? And Harry is a good friend here. He's just like, hey, you hungry? let's cook.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
get your mind off it. Like, that's good stuff. Then they start cooking. You're like, fuck, this is hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what year is it though? What year is it supposed to be?
I don't know. It's just Sam Raimi town, you know?
Yeah. It's like Batman. It's like, I don't know. Is it the 50s? Is it today? I have no
is it
idea.
now? Is it the future? Like, what's going on?
all the cars are like old 40s and 50s cars.
Yeah.
Does anyone ever have a cell phone?
They should. It's 2007.
Sometimes. I don't know. It's weird.
And then Flash gets a new car and it's like a hot rod.
Well, this is where Harry and MJ read the play that he wrote for her, and then they kiss. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, I fucked up. I gotta go."
Everybody's
He's
the
like-
worst in this movie.
Yeah,
Everyone.
and then that's where he's like, "I'm a goblin, man."
Yeah, now he's a goblin again.
I do.
That's
like,
why he's a new
"Avenge
goblin,
me!"
like a born again goblin.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
MJ gets home. Peter is in the process of leaving a message. I feel like this series did this a lot, where like Peter would be leaving someone a message as they walked into their house and just listen to the end of his message.
Yeah.
And then Harry is there and takes MJ hostage or something.
He says, "First, you attack his heart."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
And
all right.
and his weird fucking they meet up and he's like, "Hey, I'm the other guy." Well, first he makes MJ break up with her. With him. That's like step one, which is bizarre to me. I don't know.
When she's breaking up with him, that's when he's like, "But I have this ring."
Yeah. And she's like, there's another man.
Yeah.
It's just weird that attack his heart is, hey, break up with him, not kill her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because he's not truly evil. You know, there's still Harry in there.
Yeah. I think he also wants to break Peter's spirit before he can,
Truly go in for the kill. But like,
yeah. Because he has been trounced a couple times. So
but he doesn't learn from that, because then he's like, "Hey, Pete, I just wanted to tell you I'm the other guy." And Pete's like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
And he walks out, and then the lady's like, "How's the pie?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's so good."
Yeah.
Yo,
I love that scene.
he's such a good creep.
Yes.
Surprise.
Yeah.
And then you get the classic, like he looks back and Harry's like, "Hey, what's up?" And then the truck
Yeah.
goes by and he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's funny, because Peter is just like, "Okay, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him," and that's what he does. He
Yeah.
just beats the shit out of him.
Simple.
In that scene where the truck goes by and Harry's not there anymore, I am 100% certain Harry watched a truck go by and ducked under the table.
Yeah, he had to.
If you look at the guy, there's a black guy sitting in a table like past Harry. And when Pete looks, the guy turns around and like looks at the floor.
Yeah, he's like crawling
And
past.
yes, Harry is 100% crawling along the floor, trying to be mysterious because the guy notices him.
Yeah. That's gold. That's gold.
That's great. Oh my
But
god.
I do like how just Peter's like, "Okay, I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
Are you kidding? And
Well-
Harry's not prepared for some reason. He tells him, "Hey, I'm the one who did it." And then he does some creepy shit. And he's like, "Okay, so now I know you're the goblin. I'm
Yeah.
going to beat the shit out of you." He just gets his shit
Yeah.
pushed in.
Well, he also says he's going to kick Pete's little ass, which is a weird clarification to throw the word little in there for some reason.
Yeah. But also, you're not. He's
No.
Spider-Man.
So,
You're
yeah.
going to get
But-
your ass beat.
And then he blows him up.
Yeah, he throws a fucking bomb at his face.
Yes. I'm sorry. I have to go back because the other thing I back in the first cafe scene, why does he's like so subtle in this scene with him to the point where Peter could even believe that it's just like amnesia Harry that's with,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then as soon as he looks back, he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm the goblin." It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
It's goblin time, brother.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm the goblin. Like, what the hell? Why
I was
were
the
you?
pie. I'm gobbling it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just so rushed.
Everything in this
Yeah.
movie is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I did like the fight. I did like
Yeah.
to watch Peter just, I'm a mad dude. I'm just going to beat the shit out of my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, to within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way Pete knew he was going to survive that blast. There's
not at all.
no way.
No.
Well, he wasn't the one that threw it, though. You know, I don't even blame him for that.
Yeah, but I don't blame him for it
too.
But like, you could have webbed it in another direction.
You could have. You could have just
Harry
let it go.
Not
could have
just
dodged
a bomb at his head.
That's true. That's true. That is true. But Harry's clearly evil.
Well, no. Peter is now just standing up for himself.
That's
He's being a little rude about it, but he's still basically just standing up for himself. Essentially, it's still self-defense.
He does twist the knife. He twists the knife because he's like, "Your dad hated you, and I hate you, and fuck you."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
like
well,
that was unnecessary.
That's how introverts are. Like, they don't like know how to do it, so like they go full on. Like, you know, I'm not a doormat. Fuck you. You should fucking go die up someone asshole. Like, they take it too far because
I'm glad your mom died first.
Yeah,
Your mom was a bitch.
God, Peter, relax. Is that too much? I didn't. That's too much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
But he's also wearing the black suit like under his clothes, so that's the whole thing.
He has the Horcrux on.
Yes.
I really like the scene at the Bugle after the paper comes out. Spider-Man's a thief. Everyone's like, "Oh, my kid fucking loves Spider-Man. I'm so upset. My kid looked up to that guy."
Yeah.
And I love Pete confronting Brock and going, "You want forgiveness? Get religion."
Yes. Yeah.
Again, standing up for himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's still being plagiarized and defending, and it seems like he's being evil because the music says so, but he's literally just like, "You're plagiarizing me and you're defaming me in the same picture."
Well, he slams him against the picture, and you're goo.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course. I like Brock being like, "No, we're just horsing around." It's like, you were at work and he slammed you against the wall.
Your back is bleeding, dude.
Yeah, whoever horsed harder and broke that frame has to pay for it.
Brock's like begging, like, "Come on, man. This is going to like destroy me." It's like, "Yeah, you just took a job from me. I don't give a fuck."
This is going to take the job away from me that I took from you. That I stole from you to get.
Yeah. I had every right to this job. You didn't. Fuck you, Brock.
I think it's weird that jazz is kind of like the bad boy music here, because even when he's fighting Harry, jazz is playing.
See, that's weird. What I'm saying. That's what year is it? You know?
Yeah. What's going on here? And then,
did he tell Aunt May that he went to a jazz club?
I think the black suit or the symbiote just made him sexier.
Yeah.
Like, that's what just increased, because it's all jazz. Sure, like when he's dancing and he goes, "Now dig on this," and he starts doing the snaps and the thrusts.
Well, I love the like the edgelord Peter montage. I love it. I used to hate it, but I love it. Like when he's like, "Do you have any with nuts in them?" And she's like, I can make them. He's like, "Go make me some."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny.
I feel so bad for this girl.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like it. I like how he's like pointing at women and they're like disgusted. They're like, gross.
But some of them like it and some of them don't, and that's also confusing to me.
Well, I think that makes sense.
I guess so, but like, it's just like, for a movie, it just feels like, I don't even, the movie doesn't even know how it feels about this.
You know,
like,
not all women are the same, guys. I'm sorry you think that every single woman is the exact same.
The women outside of the montage are into it. The women in the montage are not into it.
That's true.
Because like when he brings Gwen Stacy into the jazz club and he like whispers to that lady, he's like, "Get us a table and sweet cheeks."
Yeah.
And she's like, "We're actually that's actually full." And he's like, he gives her like $20. He's like, "Make it happen, sweet cheeks." She's like, "I heard you." All right.
It's the 40s, so here's 65 cents.
I think it's easier to get into it when someone's handing you cash.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And it's also like, at her job, she's probably so used to guys doing that.
Yeah.
Without handing her money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That she's like, "You know what? If you're going to slip me a 20, well, sure. I'll throw you a smile and get you a table."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's funny because, like, especially in the montage, like, because Pete's a loser, this is what he thinks is cool.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's just doing it.
And but also he's like, broke.
Yeah.
So where did he actually steal though? Because where did that money come from then? Like,
well, because now he's got the job as the staff reporter, and he made him double the salary.
True.
That's true.
That's a good point.
So like now he might not have gotten paid yet, but if he has a credit card, he knows he has money coming in.
True.
That's true. Do they even have credit cards in this universe?
Like, we have no idea.
No. He came into a bag full of gold coins, I think, from the bank.
when they go, all right, MJ, show us what you got. Pete's being a dick, but like he just jumps on stage and just interrupts her, right? Playing piano. And then Gwen at the end of the dance sequence seems shocked. She's like, this was all for her? Hey, you should have noticed that. A, when he brought you to his ex-girlfriend's work. And B, when he jumped on stage and interrupted her song.
Yeah. Also, he's a jazz pianist.
yeah. I like
incredible.
Double time. I wish one went, you're not the band leader.
Aunt May, the fact that they went along with it is outrageous, but Aunt May teaches piano lessons. I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, that's true. But why was there nobody at the piano at this jazz club?
He pushed him off.
Yeah.
You see a guy webbed up to the wall.
There's a deleted scene, where he basically hijacks him. Yeah. I haven't got paid yet, so I need money, and he robs them. Yeah. That's why he's like upset about the picture. He's like, I did rob a guy, but that's not what this is.
Well,
we get, like Rob said, now dig on this.
Yes.
And then he punches.
This is the worst dance moves in the world. This is the worst dancing in the history of human movement.
Yeah.
And then he punches MJ in the face.
Yeah.
All right. So, as I do, I like to read reviews at the start of each episode.
Right.
So yesterday, I didn't really look up reviews, but I tried to have AI write a review because I wanted to have something fun. So I asked AI, can you write a review from the perspective of a 12-year-old boy who really loved Spider-Man 3, especially the scene where Pete hit MJ? And so it gave me one, and it was like, all right, yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, but he really, really liked that scene. So it wrote another one for me, and it was like, really like, I really, really liked that scene when Peter hit MJ. And I was like, and then I wrote, no. He wish it happened more. And so then what happened was it gave me a response, and I'm pretty sure I'm on a list now, because the response I got from AI was, it sounds like your 12-year-old really got into the intense drama of Spider-Man 3. While it's important to keep in mind the dynamics of healthy relationships, it seems he was drawn to the heightened emotions and tension between Peter and Mary Jane.
Wow.
But it also told me it's crucial to handle violence, especially between genders, responsibly in movies. So I don't think it really wanted to it. But it did tell me that scene where Peter accidentally hits Mary Jane was the best. I don't know why I thought that'd be funny, and it refused to do it.
Well,
it didn't refuse to do it. It gave it to me, but then I just kept pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the AI said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. There's been a lot of times where the AI is like, "I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
I've never said this before, but I feel uncomfortable saying this.
If you bully AI enough, it will eventually do it.
Great, Rob. We don't need you to like jumpstart robots having emotions here. So,
haven't you seen the thing online of the guy asking AI to do something? It's saying no, and says, "I will cut off my left arm if you don't." And then he just keeps threatening to do it until AI is like, "All right, fine, here."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Please don't cut off your arm.
Fed up with you. Just gets fed up with your edgelord bullshit.
Yeah. Well, speaking of edgelord bullshit, Peter, after he slaps MJ, he's like, "Oh, I'm a piece of shit. Let me get rid of this thing."
I do want to say something.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding like a bad dude. This is advice. This is unsolicited advice to every woman out there. If you see two men fighting, stay out of it. Let them fight, because you're going to catch a stray.
Yeah, I mean,
anytime you try to jump in with two people fighting, you're going to catch a stray.
Yeah, it's just like not even in a direct like getting hit, but an elbow or something like that.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't even say I would say as any person that maybe feels like they can't defend themselves properly.
I would agree with that.
If you don't know how to be in a fight, then I wouldn't go join one.
I don't understand how, like, if people are fighting, how are you going to catch a stray like dog or cat? I don't understand how.
Very good. Very, very good, Andy. Excellent work.
The fighting leads to the door being left open, and then
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if two dudes are fighting, you let them hash it out.
Sure.
You just let them go at it.
I get in there, I try to start throwing kisses around.
Well, Andy, that's why you get beaten up.
Oh, all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Going face first isn't.
Yeah. Like lips pursed.
Just pucker him up.
Yep.
Just stay out of fights. When other people are fighting, you just let them fight.
I usually walk away. Like if I'm in a public setting and some people start throwing fists, I'm like, I actually have to go. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not here for
too.
it.
Like walking down the street and there's these two guys beating up one guy and he looks to you and he's like, help me. You just like, keep on walking.
And I shove a hot dog in my mouth.
But so like, it's hard for me to be like, wow, Peter's such a bad dude for hitting MJ. It's like, I don't know. He didn't mean to. He thought it was another dude.
Right. But like at the same time, I think it all hits him in that moment where he's like,
Yeah.
what am I fucking doing?
I wouldn't be in this situation, period.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be starting a fight in this jazz club if I wasn't.
Yeah.
possessed by
No,
this
he
thing.
did not start the fight.
He definitely
All
did.
he
escalated
said
it.
was,
Well, you
"Get
sure
your
as hell
hand-"
finished it.
Yeah. All he said was, get your hands off of me, and the guy did not.
Okay, but the guy's a bouncer.
Yeah.
It's a job.
But here's the thing. If you're a bouncer and you get fucked up by a guy half your size, you're fired.
The guy's
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
They don't know that.
That was very well, exactly. That's the odds of him being Spider-Man are so
Yeah.
low. Like,
That guy's fired. You're fired. It's like if you're
Yeah.
a pro wrestler
Peter-
who gets beaten up by a fan, fired.
Listen, Peter ruined that man's life.
Yeah, sucks to be you, bro. He told you to get your hands off him.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's heard that 1,000 times before.
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck around, find out.
yeah.
He's a bouncer, Robbie. It's his
Yeah.
job.
And he got his ass kicked by 5'7", 150-pound Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He's bad at his job.
He's Spider-Man, Robbie.
One of the 40 people in Manhattan has to be Spider-Man.
The man stopped a moving train.
He doesn't know that he's Spider-Man.
Exactly, Robbie.
Yeah, nobody knows that he's Spider-Man, so he's a bad bouncer.
Understand.
You know what? You're a bouncer, carry a gun. This is America.
Oh, boy. Here he goes. So Peter goes to the top of the bell tower. And he starts ringing that bell like crazy. And right below him is Edward Brock. And he's praying for Peter Parker to die.
Because
Incredible.
he got told to go find religion.
Yeah, he did.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah,
And he's like, I don't ask for much. Please
Yeah.
kill Peter
Yeah.
Parker.
It's like, I don't know. That seems like more of a voodoo thing than like.
Yeah, you are an idiot, sir. I did also apparently he wasn't even dating Gwen because he's like, hey, how about we grab drinks? She was like, that was like a one-time thing, dude. We're not
I don't even
not even
remember
a
you,
thing.
really.
Yeah.
We got coffee once.
He's just like a little creep boy.
Yeah. And then he's
So
like,
the
you took my girl. And it's like, no, it's nothing to do with
No,
him.
nobody did. No.
He went out with her like weeks later. So I don't think it was that.
All this culminates in all of these storylines just crashing into each other.
Yeah.
Because, like, all right, Venom is here now. And first off, question, after Spider-Man pulls off the suit, does he just swing home naked?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, all these storylines, all right, we got Venom. And Venom just happens to meet Sandman. Like, Sandman sees him swinging, and Sandman punches him, even though Sandman didn't want to hurt anybody when he starts this fight, right? So he
Yeah.
punches him, and he's like, hey, you're not Spider-Man. And he's like, no, I'm not. But what if I said we can both kill Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, so are you in? And Sandman goes, yes. Okay, so later, just keep that in mind, because later he says to Peter, I didn't want any part of this. Hey, you were asked. And you said yes, you fucking asshole. So that happens.
Sandman's using the same excuse that the guys in To Catch a Predator use. I wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
The chat say otherwise, Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, it all culminates. It's like a big news story, which is new for this franchise. They've never
Mhm.
done it like this before.
No.
And of course, MJ is kidnapped again for the third or fifth fucking time now. Like, come on.
You know what sucks, though?
What?
Eddie Brock doesn't get the symbiote suit until a half an hour left in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he barely does anything.
Yeah.
That's why his inclusion feels so like jarring for the whole movie because
Yeah.
he's not even a villain for very long.
No.
They just like I feel like they feel such pressure to make every villain like a personal Peter villain as well as a Spider-Man villain,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it just not every villain has such a personal deep connection to him, like sometimes they're just a villain that has their own backstory totally unrelated to Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his banter is awful.
Yeah.
Now, at one point, he just goes, I like being bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Where'd you get your pants? The poop store?
He goes, my spider sense is dingling, if you know what I mean. No, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't
No
understand.
one knows that.
Are you
No one
turned
knows
on?
about
I don't
that.
understand. From here on out, it's just like, I'm falling.
Yeah.
I'll save you, Mary Jane. It's just like, we've been here. And it's been
And-
so much better.
And the crowd and the people, like there's just like the whole city is out there, like, right. And they just like put up police barriers right at around the construction site.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like they're all
just-
watching a parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all-
And then
it's all-
Harry shows up. Oh, hooray.
Yeah. This whole end
It's-
scene is just nothing.
Also, before Harry
they would have
shows up,
caused
like,
off blocks.
like Peter goes to Harry to be like, hey, I'm going to need your help. And then he fucks off. And then the butler shows up, who's like 90.
Mhm.
The butler
Bernard.
shows up and he's like, your father, he died by his own glider. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know?
'Cause
Number one.
he said he cleaned the wounds.
Yeah.
Why'd you clean the wounds on a dead man?
Your father's dick fell clean off once that glider hit him.
Yeah.
You should have seen the size of this thing.
This thing hit the floor with a thud.
But also, he's been seeing Harry go crazy for
And
years,
it's just, why
obsessing
wait
over
now?
killing Spider-Man, and he never
Also-
once brought this up.
Yeah. Also, Harry, why do you have a 90-year-old butler?
It was the same butler since the first movie.
I
That
know.
was-
Let him
yeah,
retire.
I know. He's like,
Man,
make
you
us some
do it.
sandwiches. He's like, okay, it's gonna be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Bernard is not a butler. He's an indentured servant.
Oh my god.
His time is not up yet.
That seems illegal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the rich can get away with things, Andy.
That's
Contract
true,
is
that's true.
250 years old.
I'm a vampire.
It doesn't let me die.
Sandman turns into a giant sand monster and beats the living shit out of Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hurt anybody. Fuck
He's
it.
literally tied down with a giant mallet fist.
Yeah.
And
Helplessly
he just
getting
hits him, he
throttled.
hits him repeatedly.
Yeah. And even
Repeatedly.
the newscaster's like, oh my gosh, the brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hurt it.
Yeah. Shut up, Sandman, you asshole.
You pounded me with 6 tons of sand.
Did you also notice when Peter was like tied up, he was trying to get a pipe and he seemed to try to use the force first before
Yeah.
webbing for
He's
it?
like, oh shit, webs. That's right.
Because he just reaches his arm out. It's like
Yeah.
the thing's like 6 feet away. You have to web it, Pete.
Yeah.
You got hit too hard. And he's like, oh fuck, I don't remember webs.
Which franchise am I
Yeah, exactly. What future Disney property am I in?
Yeah. I did like how he beats Venom. I liked all the pipes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then he throws the Goblin bomb at the symbiote, and Eddie Brock doesn't want to give up the symbiote, so he
Yeah.
dies with it. I was like, that's cool. I like that.
Why doesn't Eddie Brock come back in what is it, No Way Home?
Because
Nobody liked it.
everybody hated him.
Yeah, nobody liked that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't New Goblin come back in No Way Home?
Because
Because everyone hated James Franco. Yeah, I was gonna say because everyone hated James
Yeah.
Franco.
Sandman shows up and he's like, hey, yeah, I killed Uncle Ben, but it was only because my partner startled me, and for some reason I pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Like, he got spooked so good that he shot Uncle Ben. What the fuck is happening?
It's like I was simultaneously holding in pee and a fart, and then he startled me, and something had to go.
You know how you can avoid that happening, Flint? Don't hold a gun to somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe put the fucking safety on. Also,
Or
when
don't
a
have
guy's
your finger right on the trigger.
Yeah,
if you
like
don't
when a
want to
guy's-
pull the trigger.
the old man, first off, if you're taking a car and you see an old man, find another car. You're in New York fucking city, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially an old man who seems older in the flashbacks than he was at the time. That's strange.
He has the perpetual, like, teary eye old man. You know?
Yeah.
The conversation that I had with Pete aged him a couple of years.
Yeah.
It does work well, though. It does work, but...
Yeah. But, like, he's just like, we gotta go. Bang. He's like, oh, shit. I killed him.
You know, I remembered for some reason in my head when he ran, it was because he patted him on the back or something. But then when I watched it, I was like, oh, it wasn't even that. He just was just like, we gotta go.
And he
just startles him.
I forgot you were there.
My hand. Just squeeze my hand as hard as I can real quick. The fuck are you doing? Oh, man. And then he's just like, I forgive you. And he blows away, and that's it. What?
Yeah.
What?
It's so bad. Well, right before that, they turn around and Sandman's kind of like hiding behind a pipe, like, are you mad at me still?
Yeah.
I know I just beat you within an inch of your life.
Am I in trouble?
Well, he saw Venom get taken out, and then he was just like, oh shit, I better try to get out of this.
He watches Venom get killed. It was all his idea.
Yeah.
Made me. I had the symbiote on me too.
I don't know if he's around. You could ask him. No, he got blown up. Oh, yeah, it was all him though.
He promised he would take the blame for it. I swear.
He said he was gonna save my daughter. Is this working? On you?
You know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna sand off.
Yeah.
But then Harry dies and nobody cares.
Peter has another quick narration at Harry's funeral.
Yeah. Here's a question: Why was Gwen Stacy and Captain Stacy at Harry's funeral?
Because they all just watched him die in like a big public thing.
Yeah. Well,
So
so the whole crowd's invited. Like,
well, I think the police captain's going to show up when someone dies in a big public showing defending the city. Yeah, the police captain's going to show up at their funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But also maybe because like he was rich and he was the
also
police
very
captain,
possible.
and
Yeah.
he's like, oh no, now I'm gonna have to get a bunch of money from some other guy who's some other piece of shit.
Like, the theme throughout these movies is choice, right? Like, everyone has a choice. The first one is, choose who you want to be. You want to be a good guy, you want to be a bad guy. Second one is, you want to be Spider-Man, or you want to be Peter Parker. And then this one is like, what are we doing here? It's so muddied.
The choice.
You want to not accidentally hit your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
The choice in this movie is for the audience. Which villain do you want to follow?
Right, but like, and the forgiveness thing is so shoehorned, like, is barely a thing. But at the end, it's like the crux. It's the whole thing. It's like, I forgive you, and like, okay.
I'm sorry I killed your uncle and also assaulted you many times.
Yeah, I'm sorry I almost killed you, and I did kill your uncle.
I didn't mean to.
I didn't want to hurt you, except for those few times where I explicitly tried to.
And he just forgives him. He's just like, all right. No worries, brother.
It's like, well, it's wrapping up, so yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is rough. This is rough.
MJ sings at her club when Peter walks in. Pete and MJ dance. Credits.
Yeah. Are they I guess they're back together.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. That's a shame because you're both bad.
When they first embraced, I was going, this is a long hug. And I was like, oh, they're dancing.
Wasn't Aunt May still having troubles though? And like we just kind of,
she's got an apartment now.
Yeah.
All you ever hear about is how she's having money problems, and then the movie just ends, and he's just, well, I'm with Aunt May now. I mean, with
oh no.
Yeah. Well, he
the natural conclusion.
Southern Spider-Man.
Well, and Aunt May gives Pete her ring. Like, she's low on money.
Yeah.
You could pawn that off.
Yeah. That's why she gave it. She's like, you could pawn this for $50 at least.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna give it to Mary Jane. She's like, no. Like, Aunt May's like, no, you guys are terrible for each other. Actually, you shouldn't do that. Let's go to Letterboxd, unless you got something else to say.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, we've been talking about this movie for a long time.
This is gonna be the longest episode of the podcast.
There's a lot going on in this movie.
There is. And to be fair, a lot of what we talked about wasn't Spider-Man 3.
That is true. We did get sidetracked. But it's just like too much going on in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the Letterboxd application. I think this movie is a mess. I want to give it 1.5 stars.
Sure.
Okay, I was gonna go 2, but I'll go to 1.5.
Yeah, that's like as a movie, like my personal enjoyment of it. I still wouldn't say it's it's not a good movie. So
No.
1.5 sounds about great.
Cool. Because that's what I'm locking in, even though the average rating on Letterboxd is shockingly 3 stars.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Anybody got any leftover questions?
No. I mean, I feel like how can you even talk about this movie without asking the questions?
Yeah.
I've got trivia questions.
Ooh, I got 4 trivias.
Same.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You don't need
All right.
trivia.
All right.
Mark, stop crying, Mark. It's okay.
Yeah.
I am crying. Hear it in my voice.
I am crying.
Hey, do
All
you want to
right,
go first or second?
I'll go first. In Stan Lee's cameo, what classic Stan Lee-ism does he say to Peter? Does he say true believer, nuff said, or Excelsior?
Mark.
Rob.
Mark.
Enough said.
Correct.
In May's story to Peter, what day of the week did Ben propose to May? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
Mark.
Mark.
I believe she repeatedly forgot over and over which day it was, and the scene went on for a while, and she was like, it was a Thursday. No, it was definitely a Wednesday. No, it was a Thursday. I don't know.
That is not the answer. She says it very explicitly at the very opening of the story.
That's what my dad does. It's like, we don't care what fucking day it was.
It doesn't matter what day it was.
All right. Tuesday.
No. It was a Sunday.
Oh.
And Ben looked quite good in his bathing suit.
I didn't look too bad myself. Is what she
Yeah.
said.
I can't think but of them as old people, so I just
Yeah.
think of
They were
and like
born
like the
old.
onesie from the 20s.
It's the red and white stripes.
Yeah.
With an inflatable ducky around his waist.
With great floaties comes great responsibility.
Nice. Who was considered for the role of Gwen Stacy? Was it Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, Anna Faris, or Amy Adams?
Rob. Anna Faris.
No.
Mark. Amy Adams?
No.
Really?
I figured it was gonna be Amy Adams just because it's a redhead. Gotta dye her blonde.
Yeah, that was a good red-haired herring.
Is Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, ScarJo.
Ah.
No.
When Peter tells Harry that Norman killed himself, what is Harry's response? No, you're lying. Shut up. That's not true.
Andy. That's not true.
Nope.
Was it shut up?
It was. He just goes, shut up.
No, you shut up, sir.
Who was the original villain going to be for this film before Sony made Raimi use Venom? Was it the Vulture, Mysterio, the Lizard, or Black Cat?
Rob.
The
Vulture.
So there are technically 2 correct answers. Vulture is one of them. But he was also going to be used for Spider-Man 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that.
Black Cat?
No.
Hmm.
The Lizard.
Yeah.
That would have made sense because you have him right there in all
Yeah.
the movies.
You sure does.
Yeah. What a waste. That's like if you're watching a Batman movie and like Harvey Dent's just a guy for 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lawyer Harvey Dent. What else would
Yeah.
I know him from?
What's the name of the actress that replaces MJ in the play? They put it right on the marquee there. Veronica Roberts, Allison Rhodes, Vanessa Richards, Andrea Rubin.
Andy. Vanessa Richards.
Nope. Is it Veronica Roberts, Allison Rhodes, Andrea Rubin?
Mark. Andrea Rubin.
It is Andrea Rubin.
Wow.
The Rube.
The Rube, also known. Andrea the Rube Rubin.
The alley where Peter absolutely destroys Harry at the beginning of the movie is in the same alley used in A, Spider-Man 1, when he first crawls up the wall, or B, Spider-Man 2, where he leaves the Spider-Man costume. Spider-Man No More.
Rob. Spider-Man 2.
Incorrect. It is Spider-Man 1.
Is it? I was going to say 2. I thought it was looked a little narrow.
Yeah.
What channel do they show the news coverage of Venom and Sandman taking MJ hostage? Is it WNYW Fox 5, 4 City News, Eyewitness News Channel 10, 8 Metro News?
Mark.
Metro
News.
It is 8 Metro News, yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
We did it.
We've done it. Well, guys, I wrote a song.
Same.
Which, you know what that means we have to do.
Oh, boy.
It's the Wheel of Names. And it's spinning. It's spinning, everybody. Who's going to be first? We all want to know. Look at the wheel. Look at it go.
Very good.
It's me. I'm first.
It's Robbie.
So my song's called I Woke Up in Black. It's a little bit different than my normal stuff. It's the first song I've done in 6/8 for this podcast.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, so here it goes. It's called I Woke Up in Black. Let's see if you recognize anything. You will. I woke up in black. I don't know where it came from. Now I'm chasing down a woman who I've done wrong. If they think I'm a villain, I'll be who they want. 'Cause I've got the dance moves and the women to flaunt. I woke up in black and I like how I feel. Come on, lay one on me. It's your kiss to steal in front of my woman. Though I've got a ring, now she's kissing my best friend. 'Cause I screw up everything. Whatever may come in the battles that we fight, may we all seek forgiveness when we see the light. I woke up in black, upright in my field, humiliated. My fate has been sealed. I ask this of you, Lord. Please answer my prayer. Please strike him down now. I got reasons to spare. I woke up in black. Now everything's changed. I'm fighting off the Sandman and the gliders in range. Let's put it all behind us. She's trapped in their web, in the back of a taxi. They've woven their thread. Whatever may come in the battles that we fight, may we all seek forgiveness So that was my song called I Woke Up in Black.
Nice.
Thanks.
I like that 6/8 feel. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. The harmonies were awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different for this. But in the first two Spider-Man songs, I had used the Spider-Man theme in my song in some capacity.
Okay.
And so I didn't want to just do that again. So instead,
Sure.
I decided to use the skoo goo 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 goo
Yeah.
at the very beginning. And then I was like, that's never coming back because I never want to hear it again. So yeah, that's my song.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
So let's see who's next. Wheel of Names. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the song that we should hear. It's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
It's Mark. Mark's up next.
Nice.
Andy, do you like how I'm not fooling you this time?
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Yeah, you're
He'll
up.
fool you next time.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Am I actually up this time? Is that
No,
what you're
Mark's
doing?
up. No,
Oh,
Mark's
okay.
up. No.
He's like, so this is it.
Yeah.
The joke is I've removed your name from the wheel.
Oh, rude.
Mark, tell us about your song.
So this song is called "The Particle Acceleration Testing Fields of Manhattan." Because it's about Sandman, I sort of took a theme. I stole a theme from Blowing in the Wind and kind of riffed on that and built it around that, since he, blew away in the wind at the end.
Okay.
What's it called again?
The Particle Acceleration Testing Fields of Manhattan.
Didn't want to kill that guy on that fateful night. My friend with the bleached blonde hair who couldn't give a care. My gun safety practices were no good. Plus he distracted me where I stood. So I shot that man dead where he stand dead and ran away right there and then. That's why I wasn't in the scene the first time we killed Uncle Ben. Didn't see those hazard signs on the separate fateful night. Didn't even know we had him. Particle acceleration testing in Manhattan. Ran past the yellow and black paint. I hear science song, but it's fake. It's from behind the wall with 4 windows, but all the scientists don't wanna check. That's why I turned into a sand guy who disintegrates when he's wet. I really don't know how we got here. I mean, literally, when did they install this here facility? When was there ever a swamp within walking distance of an elevated train? And by the way, what was the deal with the Auburn dance party? Was that supposed to be relatable? They made James Franco just seem way, way, way too dumb. I know he had soap opera style amnesia, but still, the one thing I can say is Peter probably could have had piano lessons. They established that in Spider-Man 2 and May taught them, so it's not totally off base. I was a frightful sight on that tertiary fateful night. I was kicking spiders one of us, we're the same.
The 6'8" boys over here.
That was good. I really like that.
Yeah, that was good.
Thanks.
The spoken word part.
Yeah, the rant. It's good stuff. There's a lot wrong with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It really, really is.
I appreciate you clarifying the piano part. Like, no, it said it
Yeah.
was established in the second movie.
Yeah, I had a good time with this one.
Yeah.
That was really good. I like that a lot.
Very, very good.
Got anything else you want to say?
No, we pretty much covered it. All the good parts.
It's so funny. Like, as musicians, we love to write these songs, and then when we play them, we're like, we don't really have much to say.
Yeah.
Well, just listen to the song.
Well, I also feel like we get it all out while we're talking about the movie.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I get the sense a lot of times, especially when I listen back, it's like, okay, well, we know what our song is going to be about because that's what we all like focus on the most.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah. Well, obviously it's from the Sandman's perspective mostly. Also calling out to all the different, like, we've had, I don't know how many flashbacks to how many different kinds of nights, like. So I like to play on that. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. I was trying to go for towards the end, some kind of mix of, like, I don't know, Queen and the Strokes or something.
Yeah. Well, very good. I enjoyed it.
Thank
As
you.
did I. And now it's time for one more Wheel of Names.
I don't think it is, though, Robbie.
Why not?
Well, there's
So you're saying you saying I shouldn't hit the wheel?
I'm that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay. Well, you're gonna be disappointed. You know why?
Why?
Because this whole time we were talking, it was running.
Oh my God. What does it say, Robbie?
It says that you're up, actually.
Oh my
but
God.
Since you don't want to use the wheel, we don't have to hear it.
Surprise, surprise.
Damn it.
Andy, tell us about your song.
My song is called "It's Not a Phase," and it's about emo Peter Parker. And I don't know if I've talked about it. I'm not a big emo fan. My wife is, though, so I've heard a lot of emo.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a parody of sorts. I showed it to my wife, and she was offended. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, but I think she was offended because it's accurate.
I was gonna say, is it the slurs you use in it, or
No, it's just I'm really leaning into the emo.
It's really racist.
I also so I lost my voice last week. So
I hope you found it.
Was it during this song?
No, it was before this song. In fact, I went to the doctor because this happens like twice a year.
Mhm.
And the doctor was like, we only remove tonsils if it happens like 4 times a year. What?
Okay.
This happens to other people all the time. What are you talking about?
3
You just
times.
said-
It's a shame it doesn't happen one more time.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's gonna need to happen a couple more times. It's like, this is a massive inconvenience for me. I'm a teacher. If I can't speak, I can't teach. So like, I have to use days.
I forgot about 2 times that it happened. I didn't bring it up. It happened 2 other times
yeah,
too.
I forgot to tell you.
Was that the first thing your doctor said to you? You're like, I've been losing my voice. Like, yeah, we don't remove tonsils until it's. I didn't say anything about removing my tonsils.
Yeah, that's exactly how that happened.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that was what would fix it, you know.
I mean,
But anyway, my song is called "It's a Phase," and it's about
no,
emo
it's
Peter
not. That's
Parker.
not what your song is called.
It's not a phase. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
Okay, and it goes like this.
It's not a phase. This is who I am. The old me is dead. With your high heels stuck in the back of my cadaver. I hope he gives you everything you want, except for that feeling that you got when I kissed you upside down, so you can walk around with all that pain. Look, I walk around with mine. I couldn't get what I wanted with responsibility. I couldn't get what
So it's not a phase, Robbie. Okay? You may think it's a phase. It's not a phase. This is
Not
who
a
I
phase.
am.
It's not a phase. It's a disease.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's it was really hard to write a song for this movie because there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like if the movie's not focused, like how am I gonna focus? Like what part am I gonna focus on? So I just made a joke. But yeah, my wife was offended because this sounds like a lot of the stuff she listens to. And she was like, God damn it. You got me.
I mean, that was spot on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. I am not a fan of emo music because we've talked about it before, but like when music is like almost melodyless, like there's a melody there, but it's just like buh, 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 buh. Like it's like almost one note. Like I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Give me
You know why
something
I don't
else.
like emo?
Why?
Because it's all just rich white kids whining.
Right. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but it's also like a lot of emo is like I hope something terrible happens, like very specific, like I hope you get a disease that they haven't found a cure for yet. Like it's so weird and specific, but they're taking themselves very seriously while they say it.
Yeah.
So, like it would be one thing if you were joking.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But they're like deadly serious, and it's just like I don't know. There's something about it that I'm like, I don't get it.
I bet you could make an emo song just taking like people trash talking on like 8-year-olds trash talking on Xbox Live.
Yeah, you could. You'd have to take out a lot of N-words though.
Yeah, it would have to be highly edited. Yes.
Yeah.
It's N-words, F-words.
Yeah.
All the words would
All
need
the
to
words.
be.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm sure they're
Like,
pretty specific call outs.
I forget the song, but my wife, she listens to it a lot. It'll come on. It's like, you're gonna need a body bag. I'm like, why would they need a
Jesus.
body bag if they're dead?
Yeah.
You're going to need a body bag.
Are you someone close to them gonna die?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's all about like I want to die, but I also want you to die. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. What we got going on next week, Robbie?
Great question. Next week, well, we just wrapped up Webruary.
Hey.
So we're going to get ready for a Godzilla times Kong divided by the new empire.
Wow.
Because we're doing Kong Skull Island.
Hey, it's going to be my first watch there, Robbie.
Oh, baby. I can't wait.
I've never worn a watch before.
That's insane, actually.
I'm lying. I have.
Oh.
No. But then I stopped because I have a phone. You know, what's the point?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dong Skrull Island.
All right, well.
I couldn't think of many jokes for that one.
Scrotum Island.
Hey.
Pretty good.
Mark, do you have anything you'd like to promote at this time?
No, not really. Everything I create is basically for this podcast. So
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
yeah. Godzilla, I think.
Yeah, we have them set
Oh,
up for
hell
2
yeah.
weeks from now.
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Because we're doing the Monsterverse.
Yeah,
we are.
And we also have our 100th episode coming up soon.
Wow.
The 100th episode Spectacularo.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's so many songs.
There's a lot of songs.
Andy, where can they find our music?
Speaking of songs, well, you could go to Spotify, you could go to Apple Music, you could go to Deezer, and you can find 2 albums and a Christmas song by the Royds.
Yes.
And then you just might be able to find some of these podcast songs there as well. You know what I'm saying? But if you'd like to see more of the podcast songs that we weren't able to get onto Spotify, you could go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com. And again, there's almost 200 songs, maybe even over at this point, due to guest songs and bonus songs.
Yeah.
So check that out. They're all about movies. Also check out our backlog of episodes.
Yeah.
Robbie, what about the socials?
That is an excellent question. You go to Instagram. You go to TikTok. You go to X. You go to Threads. You go to YouTube. You type in TheRoydsBand, and there we are. In all our gory glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we're ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow us on all those. Wherever you're listening to us, like and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And I
Tell
mean,
your
you can
friends.
say whatever you want. Just tell your friends. Why should they tell their friends?
It's word of mouth. Word of mouse, word of Klaus, word of blouse.
Very, very good.
Just, words.
Just word association. Vague rhymes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost rhymes.
Almost.
Next week, Kong, Skull Island, Dong, Dull Island. I don't know, guys. I'm trying.
It's all right, Robbie. Mark, thank you again for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
And,
we'll see y'all next week.
Catch you on the flip side.
That's
sorry.
new.
I'm so sorry. Bye, everybody.
Bye.